Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my April and May to be read pile. So my TBR for February-March went very well. I accomplished all of that. Plus, I was able to read one additional book for March, and I got around to finishing and completing Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. So make sure you stay tuned for a book review for this in the future. I pretty much ran out to grab Lady Midnight when it came out, you guys. I couldn't contain myself. I had to go pick it up immediately. And once again, another beautiful cover in the Mortal Instruments series. So as for my TBR for April-May, let's get going. I have a pretty good hefty pile here. It's kind of funny because my TBR pile for February-March was all historical fiction, you guys. And this month it's kind of weird because I mostly have a lot of young adult here, but yeah, a little bit of historical fiction in there, but yeah, mostly a lot of young adult. So to start off with, I got Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, and yes, I got the Lifetime TV series cover edition because I just thought it looked kind of neat. And yeah, I watched the miniseries adaptation starring Aidan Turner and Charles Dance and Sam Neill and Miranda Richardson. So many people in that movie, it was ridiculous, you guys, but man, that miniseries was fantastic. It blew my mind away. I desperately wanted to read the book afterwards, so I picked up the book. Can't wait to read it. And yeah, just a little small book. And if you don't know what And Then There Were None is about, it's about these 10 strangers who go to this island under mysterious circumstances, and one by one, they all kind of mysteriously start dying. And yeah, this is definitely a big murder mystery. You know, it's an Agatha Christie book. That's obviously what it is. It's what you're going into and expecting is a murder mystery. Next, I have Chicana, I think is how it's pronounced, Chicana, by W.E. Lawrence. And this was kindly sent to me by the author. And this is historical fiction that takes place in 1940. And it follows a British secret agent and a policewoman, and the two of them hunting down something in some ancient ruins in Peru. And basically the way the author sold this book to me, sold it as historical fiction crossed with like Indiana Jones, something like that, you know. So yeah, that definitely piqued my interest. Looks really good. Next, I have A Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. That's a complicated name right there. This is actually an ARC copy that I won on Goodreads, so thank you, Goodreads. I've seen a lot of people recently reviewing this book. This is young adult. I honestly don't know what this is about. It doesn't have a summary with it. It's like Goodreads had a summary, but this doesn't. Does it have a summary? Either way, what I remember about this book from the Goodreads summary, since this doesn't really have a synopsis on it, it is young adult fantasy and it follows this girl, and it's heavily influenced by Middle Eastern mythology, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And that sounds exciting because most fantasy draws upon European, medieval mythology, you know, so yeah, that's pretty intriguing to me anyway, that this is drawing upon Middle Eastern mythology. Next, I have Death of a Schoolgirl, the Jane Eyre Chronicles by Joanna Campbell Slane. And I got this book an incredibly long time ago, you guys, and I can't remember what the hell it's about. I think this is like a sequel to Jane Eyre. That's what it sounds like on the synopsis. Sounds like there's some sort of mystery, conspiracy, something going on, and Jane and Mr. Rochester have to team up. I don't know. Either way, though, when I first picked this up quite a number of years ago, it sounded really good, and yeah, I'm just now finally getting around to it. And I got more Jane Eyre, you guys. Another book that I picked up a long time ago. I have Jane Slayer, the literary classic with a blood-sucking twist, by Charlotte Bronte and Sherry Browning Irwin. I think this book came out after the popularity of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Seth Graham Smith, and I think this is pretty much like the exact same concept, but yeah, Jane Eyre. as a vampire slayer. Sounds awesome. Might be a bad book, but oh well. Next, I have a duology that I'm finally getting around to, and it is Eon by Allison Goodman, and this is young adult fantasy. Iona is going by the name Eon. So it says, but Eon has a dangerous secret. He is actually Iona, a 16-year-old girl who has been masquerading as a 12-year-old boy. Females are forbidden to use dragon magic. The penalty is death. So that sounds really cool. And then, yeah, the sequel to Eon is Iona. And yeah, both really pretty books. It kind of sounds a bit like Mulan in some ways. So it's time for my TBR box. And I'm going to pick out 3 books from here. This thing is overflowing, you guys. Okay, let's see. Book 1. I picked out The Last Summer by Judith Kinghorn. And this is historical fiction taking place in 1914 in England, the English countryside. Just following this house. About this woman who gets a connection and she's drawn to the housekeeper's handsome son. That sounds scandalous. But yeah, this book, it was basically promoted as, if you like Downton Abbey, you'll like this. So that's why I picked it up. The second book I'll be picking out of here. This is a book I actually showcased in my classics tag that I did last month, I want to say. And it's Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I've been wanting to get around to reading Northanger Abbey sometime soon, so I guess I'll be getting to it during this TBR. And I honestly don't even know what Northanger Abbey's about, guys. I just know that it's wrote by Jane Austen. Everybody loves Jane Austen. So I guess I'll find out what it's about. And the third book I'm going to be doing for my TBR. This one is some non-fiction. I've picked out some good books here. I got historical fiction, a classic, and now some non-fiction, so that's good. Break up some of the monotony. I have The Rival Queens, Catherine de' Medici, her daughter Marguerite d'Alvalois, and The Betrayal That Ignited a Kingdom, and this is by Nancy Goldstone. I've recently been getting a bit of an obsession with Catherine de' Medici, mostly through the CW show Reign, which I personally love and enjoy, and I love Catherine de' Medici on that show. So yeah, I was really interested to pick up this book to learn a lot more about her. And I think I won this on Goodreads? I just realized this is like an ARC copy. If I'm remembering correctly, I think I did win this on Goodreads, so yay, thank you, Goodreads. So these are the 10 books that I will be attempting for my April-May TBR. This shouldn't be a problem because all these books are relatively short. I know my reading speed, I should be able to get all this done in 2 months. But whatever I don't get done, it'll just carry on over. So have you guys read any of these books? Do you want to read any of them? Just let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.